Ta-da. Here we go. All right. As always, let's start with the sound of the bell. Oh my. We'll start with the sound of the bell and let that sound and vibration bring us into this room, bring us into the vessel of our bodies, and bring us into this present moment of practice together. We can also begin by taking refuge, and this is about a devotional aspect of our practice associated with the act of refuge. And this is the first step on the path to our liberation, if you will, and awakening. Refuge is the attitude of relying upon or turning to something for help, guidance, and support. So we can take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. And the Buddha is the historical figure, but also what that historical figure is showing us, that we each have the innate ability to awaken in each and every moment. The Dharma are the teachings to help us consider a different path. And the Sangha is this group of like-minded individuals joining here together in support of each other and support of this practice without even a single word. So if you'd like to join me in saying the refuge prayer 3 times. In Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened. Through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. In Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened. Through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. In Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened. Through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. So as we begin this morning, we'll use our body and speech and mind in our practice here together to experientially explore those teachings that we as individuals can deem to be undeniably right, wise, complete, and true. Not because I or anyone else tells you they're true, but through your own investigation, you have found them to be of benefit to yourself and all other beings. We seek to do no harm in our practice, and we seek to benefit all beings without exception. So as we sit this morning, we'll sit in silence and allow all of our senses to just be. Sight, sound, taste, smell, the feeling of our physical form, and the naturally arising thoughts that continue to occur. And all of these things we can acknowledge and release. That's our practice this morning. Just acknowledge as these things arise and then release them. No need to control them or try to push them away or hold them close. Just let them drift and settle all on their own. So we'll use a little bit of chanting as well to get us centered. We can focus on the sound and vibration that our bodies make and those around us make, and just collectively settle into that sound as we settle into silence. So we'll use Lama Cheno as our chant this morning, which translates as calling in the Lama, but more effectively means awakening the teacher within each one of us. So just allow yourself to awaken to be your own guiding teacher through this experience. Lama Cheno, Lama Cheno, Lama Cheno. Lama Cheno, Lama Cheno, Lama Cheno, Lama Cheno, Lama Cheno, Lama Cheno. Lama Cheno, Lama Cheno, Lama Cheno, Lama Cheno, Lama Cheno, Lama Cheno. Lama Cheno, Lama Cheno, Lama Cheno, Lama Cheno, Lama Cheno, Lama Cheno. Lama Cheno, Lama Cheno, Lama Cheno, Lama Cheno, Lama Cheno, Lama Cheno. Lama Cheno, Lama Cheno, Lama Cheno, Lama Cheno, Lama Cheno, Lama Cheno. Lama Cheno, Lama Cheno, Lama Cheno. Allow your breath to find its natural rhythm. Gently straighten your spine. Remember, not too tight, not too loose. Just relaxed and at ease. Breathe, relax, center, and smile. Befriend this practice and befriend yourself. Relax and release all the physical and mental tension. And simply focus on your inhalation, relaxing on your exhalation. We're loosening and removing the straitjacket of habitual and neurotic tendencies and preoccupations. Just let go. Let come and go. Let everything be. There's nirvanic peace in things left just the way they are. Just sitting, just breathing, just being. Enjoying the natural body, natural breath and energy, and natural heart mind. Remember, as we sit, there's nowhere else to go and nothing to do, nothing to undo, nothing to fix, fabricate, or manipulate. Simply resting at ease with all things, perfect as they are. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 So, last week I talked about our tendency to set aside or forget our practice when it seems like we need it the most. It almost seems like second nature to abandon the things that are working for us and that are good for us when things start going off the rails. Part of our practice of awakening and awareness is to recognize when we aren't being awake and aware, but instead we're reacting to that unconscious state of habitual behaviors that we're just conditioned to do. So we can always apply a little bit of compassion towards ourselves, that we're in a pretty natural state of our conditioning, the things that we've learned over our lifetimes and habitual reactions that we've honed over time in an unconscious or semi-conscious state. So we can go beyond that and see our awakened lives actually require our effort in consciousness and in everything that we're actively engaged with doing, rather than just sort of pedaling through and doing the same that we're always doing. We can still pedal through and do the same things that we're always doing in an awakened state, so that we're aware of our actions, we're aware of our state of being, neutral, agitated, blissful, joyful, whatever it may be, that we're actively engaged with whatever that sensation is. What I mean to say is that we have to embrace the idea that life is hard. And as we do that, we realize that life is hard because we're awake and aware of that condition. It can also be through our own choice and judgment, can be joyful, can be calm, can be whatever we really want it to be, no matter what's going on, because our reaction is the only thing that we have any control of. So last week we talked also about the somebody's yelling at me. So last week we talked about letting the spotlight of awareness shine brightly wherever there's discomfort. That's funny. I've started to love disruption. Have you noticed that about me? Like, it's the baby in the back of the room, or the phone, or my own stomach, or my own phone. I've heard it in the back before and thought, oh shoot, that's me. We talked last week about the heart being an organ of perception. That we can see things as they are and not as they ain't. That reality is not all it's cracked up to be. That we can open ourselves up to that and breathe that light in and out. That our desire for comfort and security is like a greedy ghost lodged at our hearth. That restlessness and anger and jealousy are all obstacles, all repetitive and reactive patterns that happen. And the thing that interrupts that is our awareness. We have to disrupt that thought pattern that is unconscious or semi-conscious. You see, when we're focused on the suffering of those fixations, then that's all we are, is stuck in and focused on our fixations. And in that, it's just an experience of suffering, unconscious or semi-conscious suffering, because that's what we repetitively do. Just go to that place of negativity until we've interrupted it. When we see things as impermanent occurrences, then we can consciously release the entanglement of those emotional ties that keep us bound to that repetitive suffering. So Lama Surya Das teaches us that we can find serenity and contentment wherever we are. Contentment is the greatest form of wealth. Don't seek others' light. Cultivate and illumine your own natural resources for a change. What we seek is what we are. Come home to your innate Buddha-ness. That means the awakened state. Each of us, as we are awakened in whatever moment, that is our Buddha-ness. You have access to it right now and every moment from now on. He says worldliness is next to unhappiness. Getting stuck in the worldliness of our bills and our woes and whether the yard needs to be weeded or the water heater needs to be changed out. Our wants are so much greater than our needs. When is enough enough? There's enough for our need, but not for our greed. Think about that for a moment. He says, be in the world, not of it. Learn to let go or get dragged. Why invest in fool's gold when the jeweled rainbow treasure is shining within each one of us? And simply accessed through that awakened awareness that you can do right now. Just simply awaken. That's it. There's the rainbow. So it's interesting, we went to a wake last night for my brother-in-law's father. He rented out a part of a bar and just decided to gather and celebrate this man's life kind of cut short by a massive stroke a few weeks ago. And it's interesting to, of course, lubricated with a little bit of libation. You could hear the conversations going on about how we have to be better, how we have to not let so many of our preoccupations become the norm, that we get so lost in that we forget to be with each other and forget to be in this experience. Get so caught in how it's going to end, or even not even thinking about that it could ever end, that we lose sight of the ability to enjoy and bask in the experience of all that's going on right now. I always say, we have basic access to sight and sound and taste and smell and all those wonderful things that we can experience through this body. But we immediately get off track when that taste is not so good, or the view is not so great, or the sound is kind of annoying, that we lose ourselves in, oh, why me? Oh, what a terrible experience. I don't want to do this. I'm going to distract myself. And we lose the experience through the distraction. When really, even in its crappiest times, it's miraculous. So I urge you not to squander it, and embrace whatever there is to embrace, and find your calm abiding. It's your choice. Your choice to unconsciously suffer, or your choice to take it all in and experience it as it is, as it comes and goes. Yeah? So we are like 15 or 20 people short today. So we have a feast of sorts. And I think we should post pictures. By the way, what you missed. So I'm enjoying our exploration of these teachings and these very direct and pithy teachings from Lama Surya Das. I think they are, for me, the thing that has continually been my compass, that thing that has pushed me forward and allowed me to let the things fall away that need to fall away. And those reminders in each and every moment. I have my irritated and prickly moments when I don't get my food and I'm tired and whatever. But the ability to come back again and again without judgment and be presently awake and aware is so impactful and so important, and it's been transformational for me. So I'm enjoying sharing those and exploring these teachings with each of you. And we're about almost halfway through Surya's Nundro together. So it's an interesting exploration to kind of see looks on your faces as we explore some of these ideas, and I appreciate that you're noodling on all of this. We did decide to take a break on classes, so we didn't really have many people signed up for our refuge class, so we're going to take a little break, which is just fine with me, and we'll do foundations and refuge again in the fall. And we've got a lot going on between now and then. So we'll be at Pride Fest in the first weekend of June. So we can have a nice group of us out there, and we have our own booth and our own display stuff and our own little brochures, and we can talk to a great community that needs great support. So those things are great. So as always, we hope that our practice, our being here together and exploring what feels right or wrong, wise or not, that it's for a greater good, that it's opens up our hearts, our heart minds, and for the benefit of all beings. So at the close of our sessions, we always dedicate any of that merit for all beings without exception and without judgment and without any requirements, that we just dedicate that wisdom and compassion to everyone. So if you'd like to join me in dedicating that merit with the bodhicitta dedication. May the pure, brilliant sun of bodhicitta dawn in each and every heart and mind, dispelling the darkness of suffering and confusion, unstoppably until all are illumined and awakened. May the pure, brilliant sun of bodhicitta dawn in each and every heart and mind, dispelling the darkness of suffering and confusion, unstoppably until all are illumined and awakened. May the pure, brilliant sun of bodhicitta dawn in each and every heart and mind, dispelling the darkness of suffering and confusion, unstoppably until all are illumined and awakened. Body, speech, and mind directed toward awakening and for the benefit of all beings without exception. As Surya says, don't overlook the Buddha in your seat. Now go feast. Thanks, everybody.